Get ready to smile with me because we are making trifle pudding today. This dessert has so many layers of awesomeness, starting with a vanilla sponge cake layer, followed by a layer of vanilla custard, followed by a layer of fruits in jelly, and topped with whipped cream. How amazing, right? Are you ready for this jiggly awesomeness? Let's go! Let's quickly make the vanilla sponge cake first. In a big bowl, add quarter cup or 50 grams of granulated sugar, followed by quarter cup or 62.5 ml of cooking oil, followed by half a cup of plain unsweetened yogurt, followed by half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a quarter teaspoon of salt, a quarter teaspoon or 1.5 grams of baking soda. Whisk that thoroughly till it forms a beautiful silky and glossy paste like that. Next, we are going to add in the dry ingredients. Place a strainer over the bowl and to that add 3/4 cup or 90 grams of maida or all-purpose flour. Next, add 3/4 teaspoon or 3 grams of baking powder. Sift this in quickly. We are sifting this so that the cake turns out airy and there are no clumps. Combine the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients using the cut and fold method. Once the dry ingredients are incorporated, just give it a quick, brief whisk to get a nice and smooth batter, like that. Next, we are going to grease a microwave-safe dish. I love making cakes in the microwave because they are quick and they turn out beautiful. There is no reason not to do it. Once the batter is nice and flat, just swirl around a chopstick real quick to get rid of any big air bubbles. And next, this goes into your microwave. We are going to use the normal microwave mode, not the convection mode. Just microwave on high till the cake is all done. The cake is done when the center of the cake is not pasty anymore, and it should take around 4 to 5 minutes and you end up with this beautiful spongy cake. Keep in mind that the cake should fill approximately 1/3 of the dish. We need room for the other 2 layers, right? While the cake cools down, let's make vanilla custard. Set a pot on medium heat and add 2 cups of milk, which is approximately 500 milliliters. Oops, I totally forgot. I'm going to take out like 5 or 6 tablespoons of milk in which we are going to dissolve the custard powder. While our milk heats up, we are going to take 2 tablespoons of vanilla custard powder and dissolve it in the milk that we took out. I'm using the brown and Polson custard powder, which is the most common one on the market, right? Make sure that this slurry is completely lump-free. While heating the milk, make sure to scrape the bottom of the pot so the milk doesn't burn. Next, we are going to add in 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Once the milk starts to simmer, give the custard slurry a quick stir to make sure that there are no clumps. Drizzle the slurry into the pot while constantly whisking the milk. The milk is going to start to thicken almost immediately. Turn down the heat and let it simmer for 2 to 3 minutes. Make sure to constantly whisk so that the custard doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot. You know that the custard is ready when it forms a thick coating on your spoon, like that. And next, we are going to pour the custard on top of the cake. You don't have to cool down the custard or anything. Just pour it gently so it doesn't splash on the sides and forms a nice, even layer. Next, we are going to stick this in the refrigerator till the custard forms a nice and thick layer. And while that's happening, let's prep our fruits. You can basically use any fruits that you have. I'm using sliced bananas, apples, grapes, honeydew melon, and blueberries. I wish I had pineapple at home because that tastes the best in trifle pudding. So if you have it, use it. So it's been 45 minutes and let's check if our custard layer has firmed up. Not really. It's still a little jiggly. Yikes. Okay, so back into the fridge for another 15 minutes and now it seems good. Okay, all done. Now let's layer our fruits. You know that the custard layer is nice and firm if your fruits don't sink inside. I bordered the dish with apple pieces and grapes so it looks pretty from the sides, but you obviously don't have to do that. For the jelly layer, I used orange flavored Jello. Make sure to follow the instructions on the package, but the only difference is I used half the amount of liquid that they suggested so that the jelly layer turns out nice and firm. So according to the instructions on the package, I used 6 ounces of Jello powder and added that to 2 cups of boiling water. I stirred that until all the powder dissolved, and then instead of adding 2 more cups of cold water, I just cooled down that mix to room temperature. This way I use half the amount of liquid and my jelly is going to be nice and firm. Gently pour the jelly mix on top of the fruit layer so all the fruits get nice and covered. You can use any jelly mix that you find on the market. Nowadays there are vegetarian versions too. Next, we are going to refrigerate that for 3 to 4 hours or overnight till the jelly has nicely solidified. Like that. My kids were so thrilled to see this magic. And to top it all, our whipped cream layer. To a big bowl, add 1 cup or 240 ml of heavy whipping cream, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, and 2 tablespoons of milk powder. Milk powder is optional, but it does help to stabilize the whipped cream. We are going to whip this until stiff peaks form. I like to do like 30 seconds on low speed and about a minute or so on medium-high speed till nice, lovely, stiff peaks form. Ah, how good, right? I'm using a 2D tip because I want to pipe rosettes, and I also like to tie my whipped cream bag so it doesn't ooze out from the other side when I'm piping. I hate that. I'll show you how to pipe a simple rosette on my spatula. Like that, easy. Today is such a happy day where we are making this lovely dessert, so I wanted the trifle pudding to look nice and pretty. That's why I'm decorating it, but you can also totally just pour the whipped cream on and spread it, and it's going to taste delicious. You don't have to do all these decorations. But since I did it, here you go. That's how it looks. Most important part, are we ready to dig in? Let me make sure that I get all the layers. Oh, I cannot wait to eat this. And let's cut this jiggly awesomeness. Oh my god, it's silky smooth with the contrasting textures of the cake and jelly, and I just can't wait for you to taste this. You have to, and have to. So alright my friends, that's all for today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet, you see what you're missing out? So please do. And don't forget to press that notification bell so that the next recipe comes straight to you. And if you're on any of these different social media sites, I'm going to be waiting to say hello. If you're bored of my blabbering, you can totally get the written recipe on my blog. All the links are in the description. Alright then, until next week, bye-bye.